What is going on, Chatbot builders? Ryan is here. Have no fear. We are about to have some fun. But first, I gotta tell you, not everything is just flowers here in AI, as you might hope and wish it would be. It's not all the time perfect. You know what I mean? And so you got to be prepared. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is being prepared for what is in the unknown here in the Matrix. 2024 AI chatbots, uncharted territory, baby. That's where the money is made. When you're an explorer and when you're an innovator, an inventor, a critical, creative thinker, that's going to be the key in this game. If you're here with me, Chatbot Builder AI, click our crew, our team, you're in the right place, because we're doing things that even the scientists out there don't quite understand is possible. And I'm just going to show you just a quick, basic little flowski, as we call them in the industry, a conversational pathway into the matrix, into the minds of your customers and your consumers, and show you a little trick. What is going on, guys? Ryan Baggott here with Chatbot Builder AI. You're probably thinking, like, who the heck is this guy and what am I doing on this channel? Well, if you're interested in AI and you're interested in chatbots, I can assure you, you are in the correct place. What I'm going to do here is make sure everything is okay with the video. Video's good, and I'm going to make sure everything's okay with my sound. Let's see. There's their sound, now their sound. There we go. Restream's always wanting to play. Let's throw that a little bit higher up there and not mirror my camera. Boom. Now I think we're Gucci, man. All right, so that's how we do it, baby. We adjusting everything on the fly. And I got my monster tonight, and we are gonna just blow the lid right off this whole thing, guys. Now, it's okay to have favorites. It's okay to lean on a little help from your friends. You might have to get by with some help from multiple friends. In this case, it's going to be multiple LLMs. Those are going to be our friends today. But first, let's check the chat and see if we've got anybody here. Bam, there we go. Wendy's number one. Wendy's the next podcast for show. And we got Kelly coming on here. It's going to be so much fun. Hope y'all can hear me okay. And yeah, we got Joel. We were talking for a long time today while I was in the car. Steve Rocket in the house. This is going to be so fun to see y'all. And this is like, what I'm going to show you is so far beyond what even your mama's platform or your grandmama's platform is thinking about updating their stuff with. Like, what we're about to solve, they've not even thought of yet, man. I promise you. They haven't even come across the problem yet. They don't understand the problems that exist that we've already solved, that they're going to run into, that they're going to realize are very difficult to solve. What is going on? Everybody's here. Elite Concepts, what's up? Thank you so much for being active in our Facebook group. You are very much appreciated. Already forgot to sleep yesterday. Was hoping to get some tonight. Not tonight, baby. You ain't getting no sleep. This is late night learning. Hey, all the good people are here. So I'll get right into it. For once, this isn't going to be so big. And what I'm going to do is show y'all a little something here. I'm going to show you some secrets. Okay, I'm not going to show you all the secrets, but we'll show you quite a few. So I'm going to get my screen here ready. And we got somebody new here. What's going on? Shout out to you. Don't think I shout out new people? New people are some of the best people, of course. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get my screen ready here because I want to show you some shocking things before they tell me I can't. and I do have the two bosses here that can tell me to pull the plug. All three of them, Asta could pull the plug too, but I'm not going to show totally everything, maybe. But I do have everything ready. This is something that is much needed and much surprising to me that this is the way it turned out to be. And so I think some of you guys who have hinted at, you may know what I'm going to show you, but now we are ready. So first of all, let's go to our beautiful new website that we've been working with here, that the wonderful Wendy and Asta have been playing with. And you see that 2.5 seconds. We got our little message. Let's explain this now. And again, everything. Can I switch this little side here? I don't know if I can. I'll just have to crunch it in for this summer, I reckon. I was trying to do a full screen, but I don't like how Restream blocks my little view. So boom, mobile friendly, of course. That is a must. We like to use Webflow. I think it's a fun CMS and web editor these days. So what happens with our web chat, which we're happy to help you with, is in 2.5 seconds, we'll get our little surprise text here. Hey there, click here if you want to learn. And if we don't, it's okay, because we're going to open it anyways. And we save your conversation history if you've ever been with us before. This is an embedded YouTube video. So that is why I saw someone in the chat. That's why it's so fast. And so that's just like a really quick welcome video, just because we can. I don't think, that's even talked about a lot. A lot of the, as we march through the competitions, a lot of the other chatbots out there cannot do this. They cannot embed a YouTube video and allow it to play. Heck, ChatGPT Tizzle, my homie, can't even do this to my knowledge, unless you like hack it or something. In our case, we can do it very easily. But enough of that. What I want to show you is what we like to call a flow. Now, usually I don't even really like to show too many flows, but in this case, I'm going to show you our actual default flow. This is a thing that a lot of people have asked about, and we change it every so often. We just changed it based on some user feedback last week, which I think has improved some things here, but we're constantly improving, and the whole team does do a great job helping us improve all the time. But I'm going to explain exactly what we do. Why? Because the secret sauce isn't for us to have some ultra magic chatbot that you cannot have. In fact, it's the opposite. We want you to have the best. I would love for every single one of your chatbots to just make ours look bad. That's the ultimate goal. Then we are like totally like beyond it. We're on another planet for sure, but we'll get there in time. For now, I'll be able to show some things, hopefully, that will continue to inspire. I learn from you guys all the time, but this is our default reply. This is about as a large of a flow as I ever make it, because you guys know I say all the time, I don't like these spaghetti bowl flows. And while we could minimize this, we could even expand it a little bit if we wanted to, because in this case, we're doing something a little bit more advanced than the average business guys. But I'll explain step by step. Now, first of all, before we go further, you must understand a lot of you are using what we recommend to use, especially when you're just starting out, which is Auto GPT found in your settings. If you're using Auto GPT, this is going to not really affect you. You're not going to be able to use this. You would need to turn Auto GPT off and then go to the General tab in the settings. And then you'll see a default flow drop down. You would need to create the flow like I'd show you here. If anybody wants this, I think there's no problem with us providing this flow to anyone. Maybe I'll make it a template. You know what, matter of fact, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll make this a template so you can see how that works as well. I'm just going to give you all the things. It's Christmas in July, except it's March. What up? How are y'all doing today? So good to be here with you. So let's explain this beast. Okay, this is about as, again, a big of a flow as I'd ever make. It doesn't have to be this big. You could choose it. You could choose however you want it to be. But what's happening here is when, excuse me, when our customers are sending a message to our chatbot, this is the message that they're going to receive pretty much every single time until they do something. Either that triggers a function, or they click a button. So the user has said, hey, how much is your software? This is a very common question. What happens here is in the start of our conversational flow, we have a starting indicator. This is very important. You're able to move this guy by clicking on that play icon above any block. But in this case, we want it to be exactly here. What we can then do is click on the block to open up the editor on the left. Here's where you're going to do all of your work, and you're going to be able to just see the flow here. You're not going to manipulate any text here other than maybe renaming a block. All the work is going to be done right here. And so the first thing that is going to happen in our case is we're using an OpenAI action block. And so you have many different things that you can do with an OpenAI action block, including generate text, which is your most basic. You're just telling the bot what to do. And whatever the user says is going to be based upon what you've put into your prompt. We're using the advanced method, and I'll explain why. But say you have a lot of different prompts that you'd like to potentially use, especially with prompt chaining. You have the ability to use prompt templates that you save that are custom to you. Of course, we have the newly updated Assistant API, which is really good, and I'll hopefully be able to show you guys an example of us using this with our own documentation as our team finishes that work there, which is excellent work. It's going to really, I think, improve the troubleshooting aspect with our agents being more hands-off and being more monitors, and then being able to jump in as necessary. So I think that'll be a new standard that chatbot builders like ourselves are going to be able to set throughout the industry of business communication. Of course, we can generate images. I included that in your new default flows, convert speech to text, text to speech, and super important, this is one thing that's highly neglected, is delete message history. We built in a flow for you to do this easily. And what this does is it disconnects your user or your previewing as an admin prior conversation with OpenAI. So when you make a test, this is something that you highly want to consider to do, is send yourself a delete message history flow. Even deleting contact doesn't necessarily clear that history right on time if you're previewing it yourself as an admin, especially. We've got our functions. We have a whole bunch of functions here, mostly to help you guys out. And then here, this is what makes it advanced. The user message. Typically, you don't see this. In our case, you do. The user message is going to be whatever the user says, whatever they said last. So in this case, it could be, what is the price? Well, in our prompt here, we're going to have information related to our pricing, all three of the main packages that we offer, the main plans we offer. In this case, you've got the choice to remember the conversation or not. If you leave it on this generate text, you don't see this. But in certain cases, maybe you do want to not remember the conversation, although we pretty much recommend, especially since you're not paying for the API usage yourself, just keep that sucker on all the time. It's going to generally make for the best experience. All right, so we'll close out of that. Before I do, so what happens? The user has sent a message, which is the user message here. They say, how much is it? OpenAI uses this input along with what we've stored here in our prompt. And what we do is send this off to OpenAI for you, like we're MJ on the court, 3 free throw line. Boom. I've never played basketball, so I don't know what it's called, but like not the slam dunk, but the swish, Kobe, right? I just wear the Jordans. I don't know how to play, right? So that's what we do. We take it, dunk it for you, swish it for you, grand slam it. It is returned. That text is returned, or the image, whatever you've asked for, is returned into your custom field. In this case, it is called AI default, because it just makes sense to a little country boy like myself. Hit continue, because we ready like Bone Crusher. The next thing that we do is something that you probably wouldn't think about. But what we do is we use a Google Sheets action for ourselves as just a secondary backup of basically everything that's happening in the bot. And so we have our spreadsheet and we have some information that we collect. So we have a Google Sheet created and we have all of our data that we want to learn about. And then we have mapped that here. Okay. And so that's being all sent to the Google Sheet. This is all happening before anything is being sent to the user at all. The next thing that is happening, which is pretty unique to us, this is actually the thing I'm really interested in showing you tonight, is usually we would not have this block and we would go right here. So this would be a much shorter, nicer looking flow, because basically it would go just like this, boop to boop, right? But instead we have this extra condition. And of course, I love you guys, so I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible. We're going to name the block. In this case, I could change this to something like Gen default reply. Let's call it create default reply and send to sheets. Okay, so this is what this is doing. We're creating default reply and sending everything to Google Sheets. Create the default reply, send it to the Google Sheets along with the user message, the timestamp, all that jazz. Then we've got the check for OpenAI response. This is going to make sure that OpenAI has actually indeed done its job as we've instructed it to do. Because if it has, this custom field that we've named here is going to have value. It means there's going to be something contained. Now, I'm going to show you why this is important, because like I do all the time, at least I try, it's all about bringing the receipts, right? And so I'll show you some things they don't want you to see. Just kidding. Maybe you decide if they'd want me to show you, but I'm going to do it anyways because I can, and I think you should know. And I don't hide anything, and these companies shouldn't either. So check it. Ooh, everybody's curious now, huh? What do you think it's going to be? It is going to be a text message. I'm going to show you some screenshots from me and Sam Altman. That's Sam texting me right there. He's texting me about problems they're having so that I could warn you guys. Ooh, my camera's a little crooked, huh? Skirt. Perfection. Little more. Skirt. Sorry. If that was annoying me, it might have been annoying to you. So my homie Sam, of course, texts me all the time, pretty much every day, multiple times a day, and he lets me know what's bugging out, what's the problem. And in this case, we see the problem is the API for both ChatGPT and for the AI API was acting up. This is pretty much I made it worse, didn't I? It was pretty much a common occurrence. Sorry, folks. Pretty much a common occurrence. Okay, so you can expect, especially if you deal with a ton of messages, that unfortunately you're gonna maybe experience an OpenAI failure with that no fault of your own. In some cases, it might be your fault, but what we have done, because we have integrated Gemini, Google AI, their answer to OpenAI's API so far, which has been pretty slick in my opinion, is actually going to be put into use. So let's check it out. In the case that this is going to be something new for even you OGs, some of you guys are not going to know this is a thing. So in the case that we've got a default reply that has no value because OpenAI or something failed, or maybe even, which is highly unlikely, maybe the Google Sheets action failed, which could cause problems down this flow, which is again why you want to keep your flows short. The shorter they are, the harder you're going to have, the harder it is to have problems. This is a pretty small flow. It just maybe looks a little bit more intimidating, and it was also something I was building in the moment. But what's happening is we're checking for the response. If the response is there, then we're going to just continue on our merry little way. But if it's not there, then we're going to go holla at my homie Gemini, Google Gemini. And so what we've done here is we've respond to the user in a short, helpful, and accurate way. So in this case, and I've noticed when this answer is, this prompt can be a ton better. But what's happening is I just wanted to check, is this going to be a thing we're going to be able to use in the future and at work like we want it to? And the answer is absolutely yes. We don't need to do too much, but we do have the ability to use the user input. In this case, we don't need that. And in this case, we're just going to go off the last user message just by default. So we're using the basic generate text option versus the advanced, where we can have a little bit more control here in the user message. We don't need to do anything there. So there's no function we need to use. Fallback, we're saving it. In this case, the next thing we've got is something that you might not have seen. Log custom events. The way you get here is you're going to add another action, log custom events. You create one by just typing it and hit enter. Now what this is going to do, guys, is super important. This is going to track every single time an event happens overall. It's an account field essentially that is going up every single time something happens, but you could place this pretty much anywhere, and it's going to log individually who is going to log individual hits as well as total hits. And I'll show you how powerful this is, because this has only been turned on one day, and we get thousands of messages a day on our accounts through Facebook, our website, phone calls. We have all the channels connected, obviously, so we get thousands of messages, and a huge portion, like over 95%, are handled by the chatbot. And then the hundreds of messages a day our human agents handle very well, I might add. And we're getting better every day. And thanks to a member added that feedback button, which I think is going to be great. We're able to log all this stuff. And we're getting better and better and better. It's all good stuff. But in this case, we are getting even better, because in the case OpenAI, their API just failed. And so all of a sudden the conversation was going well, and then boom, the next turn, they had a problem. And now no one's chatbot in the world, from ours to anyone else, is using OpenAI. Now they got nothing going on because their stuff's down. Well, your business is still running. And so don't be Klarna and fire 700 people, because if you're relying on one thing, or just one, if you're not so strategic about this and you don't move in the right speed, you will pay the price as a business owner or an agency. You've got to take things at the right speed. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean don't go fast. Go as fast as you possibly safely can, in a way that the risk will be worth the reward. Take that as you will, but don't go crazy, because if you go all in too early in the game and you don't have the full house and you got a pair of twos and think you're going to win, it ain't going to happen. That wiser, more patient, more strategic chess player will beat that checkers player every time. Okay, so what we're doing again, I wanted to just see at a basic level how many times during any sort of period of time, because this will track forever going forward until we change something, how many times this would actually come into play. And so to make sure it worked, I personally tested 2 times yesterday, and it tracked me once, but total 2 times. And then before I went to sleep, which was like 3 in the morning maybe, I actually saw a third fail. And I did see the error was related to a timeout, which is not common for us, because our bot is very, very fast with the way we return answers. The timeout was likely due to an OpenAI error late in the night that wasn't reported on a text message like I just showed you, but they don't report every single time the API doesn't perform exactly as it should for whatever reason. Their fault or your own. We always try to throw the correct error log, and so that should be your first place to check in case something doesn't work in the way you expect. So understand, we've gone through 3 different blocks on our default reply, and we haven't even sent any text to the user yet. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in these 3 blocks. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements in 3 blocks. Okay, those are the terms we use. Has happened in a blink of an eye. Like blink, done, right? So then the next thing that happens is we send the default reply. Now you could do this in multiple ways. In fact, one way, the way most people are doing it, they would just use a text block. They would have the same custom field here, and this would be just fine. But as you can see, it doesn't give you the same ability as what we used, the get user data block. So I'm going to delete this text block, and understand here you can see awaiting user reply. If I have that text block again below it, we can see that it doesn't say awaiting user reply. What this means, if the message is here, as soon as it's sent, it's going over to the next step, whatever that is, or it's stopping if there's nothing else to go to connected. So let's delete this and understand awaiting the user reply. Okay, that's what we're doing, waiting. So let's click edit, and we can see all the different things that we can request. In this case, multiple choice is what we're after. Save the response to a custom field, and we're just going to use the same custom field that we used in the prior step with OpenAI, because we know nothing's in there. That's why Google was activated. So we can just use the same custom field. There's no difference. And in this case, we have options. We're expecting the user to do something, not just in the conversation or just like stop and just keep responding. In this case, we're giving them options and we're storing their response. And so we give them the choice: get human support, leave feedback, which is a good suggestion from our one of our co-creators, and then end in conversation. You can probably guess what that means. And then we allow free user text input. So this would allow the conversation to more or less properly loop. Now, we don't allow loops in the system, infinite loops. This is not something we can do. Obviously, we block that from happening so our servers don't get killed. And so everybody has a fair shot. So that can't happen. We got error messages for that, but this is the proper way you do it because you've received a user input. So it's not whoop, whoop, whoop. Like the user has to do something in order for it to continue. So get human support, leave feedback, and allow free text input. Now, the gangster thing here, guys, is this. This is the trick. This is what you want. I've showed many of you your conversation histories that I'm close with by now. Auto skip happens after how many attempts? 1. So if for any reason, if like, for example, if we were looking for an email address instead of just a multiple choice and they like wrote something that wasn't an email address, we could potentially just like let it ride. So we don't say, here's, what you've done is not right. This is the thing that people did not like with chatbots in the past, but it's a necessary thing to have in certain cases. Anyways, we've kind of solved that now. But auto skip after you've got several choices here, we do after 15 minutes. So when someone initiates a chat with our chatbot, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, the phone's different, but any channel, the moment that a question or a message is sent, basically, as soon as we've sent this default reply, whenever you've seen those buttons, every time 15 minutes after that, when it's just done, we will get a alert. The admins or the managers, the department heads, myself, I get an alert every time. And the alert is the conversation summary and the history and in ways that we can get better. So we've got our bases covered here, right? So we're going to, if they click on, if they do nothing, right, and they skip, what happens here? I'm going to move it over. So if they skip, right, what's happening is we go to OpenAI, we alert our team, myself included, and we send the AI summary, which was generated here, right? So we've got a really cool prompt, and it's got a pretty cool format here. And so this is giving us, every time a conversation is ending, a really quick way to see if this is bad, neutral, good, or amazing. And so we get a little top line summary and some other jazz. I won't go through all that stuff because some of that stuff might be a little secret. And no, I'm just kidding. But we save it to a custom field and we hit continue. So first, again, OpenAI is doing work. It's analyzing the previous conversation that is tracked. Then it's sending to our admins the actual summary we just generated in whichever way that the admin, in my case, I have all the channels, but whatever admin is set up with us, the way they want to receive their notifications, they'll receive their notification that way. It could be a text, could be an email, could be a Facebook message, whatever, Telegram, whatever. So that is what happens if they just do nothing after 15 minutes. If they have free input, they just type something. What happens there is we just skirt all the way back right to the very first step because they've said something else. So the first thing they said is, hey, what's the price? And then OpenAI tried to say something, but nothing came out. And so instead it jumped over to Gemini, and then Gemini did answer with something, and then boom, it was returned to the user. Fantastic. And then we've got end chat. So if you click end chat, it says, thanks for chatting with us. Your session is ended, but you can start again at any time. And then again, we're sending this block to the same exact action block to get that conversation summary. So if you're chatting with us on any of our channels, and then all of a sudden, boop, you click in chat, we're going to say, thanks, homie. And then bam, we're going to get sent that summary so that we can ensure that we're doing the right things for you guys. All right, so the next thing we've got is leave feedback. And this was made again. Shout out to our awesome Facebook group and what is it, Discord group. And shout out to all of the people that had their favorite Discord group shut down and taken away from them without any notice, and then told to go to something called school. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm 30, I'm like 34 still. I guess I'll be 35 this year. I'm tired of all the different social media channels. I still have not even got on Threads. Okay. Finally, we've gotten some help with our Twitter account because I don't know how to do all that stuff. And we've got some good help there, and we're getting things organized. But I just don't even want to think about another like group. I can't handle it. Facebook and Discord is enough for me. Apparently, some YouTuber people know about here in the AI space. They just shut off their group today. No warning. Didn't ask for any feedback. Well, I guess that's what they think about their customers. We would never do that to you guys. Anyways, so we get the feedback, and in this case, we're gonna generate a message to request the feedback. The feedback, I'll say, is gonna be then saved text as feedback for our support. Then basically all of our support team will get all of our messages from there. We'll say, here's a summary, here's how you've done, and before that, we actually send a thank you for the feedback to the user. And if someone goes to get human support, then the admins, the admins who need to be notified, including myself, get notified, and then we send you to our super secret support request flow, or request support flow, which I can't show you that one because Ruben he'd find me and he'd say, that one's secret, Ryan, you can't do that one. So unfortunately I won't be able to show you that one. Just kidding. But not today. Anyways, this was really interesting, right? To see how you could use two different LLMs to be used as a backup LLM. Well, Ryan, how many times could it really have been used? I was shocked. It's only been on for like 24 hours. Totally shocked. I mean, we get, again, a ton of messages all the time. Y'all, do you see this? Today, son, Gemini saved us 18 times in the past 24 hours. Again, the discrepancy in the total and the unique, I mean, I was one of them that was testing. I think maybe Wendy or Brian might have tested a couple times last night, maybe something like that. Y'all, that's wild. That's, I mean, again, the amount of messages we receive, because so many people around the world test our stuff on all different channels, and we handle our support through our own stuff, of course, obviously. We're going to have far more messages than your average bear or Instagram page or Facebook page, far more. Unless you're one of our big accounts, 100,000 plus million followers, which you guys are some different beasts to have that sort of following. Congratulations to all of you guys. Wish I could name you by name, but I'd never do that. But hopefully we can convince you guys, some of you, to be on our podcast soon. That'd be so fun. It's wild how many messages can be sent. I mean, we're nearing 1 billion tokens a month in usage at CBB, which is just so cool. And I think we're getting noticed by more and more companies because we're doing the right things. We're giving the most value, and I think you're seeing the next wave of software companies 3.0 because of AI. And I think that we're going to become smaller, nimbler, and more powerful at scale. And I think many of our co-creators in Chatbot Builder AI are going to be the ones that really lead the way. I've been having some really cool conversations with people all around the world, and you guys have some amazing projects. It was great to catch up with some of you today on my ride back from my normal Charleston visit. This blew me away to have 18 Gemini saves from when Sam Altman personally failed me. I mean, I was just kidding. Sam's gonna like punch me in the face one day. No, he's not. We'd fist bump because we're like giant customers. They love us, and we love them. But we love Gemini too, Google AI. And I think this is a really important thing that you should really understand. I guess I'll do one other thing. Since we've got a little bit of time here, let's make a new account and show you the brand new default flows I've made you. So this will be called New School AI, baby. All right, so check it. So first of all, we get a lot of people that ask us, how do you put the web chat on your website? We made it super easy. The moment that you create an account, by the way, this little thing right here, web chat, manage that thing, son. You only have one option. Make the right choice. Click add, and then name it. You could name it my chatbot. You could change it later. Or if you like it, you can keep it forever, for as long as you stay with us. New school, baby. Now, we actually have some awesome flows for you that basically start off the conversation. I'd highly recommend choosing the one that just says welcome message. To add the web chat to your website, you will need a website, first of all. If you don't have a website, unfortunately, you can't embed your web chat on your website because you don't have a website. That's a dad joke, man. I'm getting better, right? Maybe not. So Chatbot Builder AI, and I totally planned that beat drop right there. If you hear that, Chatbot Builder AI. We could add another website if we have another one. You could add a subdomain if you wanted. You don't have to. Conversation starters could be something like, click here. You could then send a flow. You could open a website. You could send text. I'm going to send a flow. And let's do generate image. And I'll say, instead of click here, let's just say generate image. Continue. So conversation start. Let's do one more, generate image, and then let's do what do we want to do? Let's do collect leads. Let's say join newsletter. Bet. All right, so continue. We got some more options here. Let's choose template number 1. I like that one. And let's hide the web chat header. And we could show the logo as a persona. And you could always add a logo. I'll show you how to do that next, actually. Let's click save. Let's add that logo. Let's go to settings here. And you can go to change account logo. And so we can click on my robot face here. And then let's go to CBB logo. I think I've got one handy. if I can spell it right. How are y'all doing tonight? Let's see if we can find something here. It might be, do I have a green one? I might not have a good green one. I might not. Let's see. I think I might. Maybe. Maybe not. So I'll see if we could make it work with. I don't think it will. We'll just try it. I don't know if it will. So it's white. I could change the template, and I think that then it would work. Let's actually do that. Let's go back so you can see how it works. Back to our analytics and web chat manage. Just click on that bad boy. And what we can do is we go to template. Let's show you what template number 2 looks like, because it'll have a background. All right, so continue, or excuse me, save. Make sure this is active. You would now just get the code and paste it right into a landing page, or you could actually use a link to test it. So let's do that. Let's just paste this link right in here, and boom, we should see, boom. In this case, okay, so it's white. I would need to use a different logo. Let's see, do I not have one? I could always, let's do this. Let's click on the thing here, and let's use you know what? Let's borrow a logo actually, because I want to just see the logo work. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun here. Save image here. Will it give? Oh, that's going to be just white too, I'll bet. What we can do, we could do a little screenshot like this maybe. This might be cool anyways. What I'll do is I'll just do my little sneak attack screenshot. Bam. Just like that. Hopefully that'll be big enough for us to work with. All right, so we'll go back here and change that logo. Desktop. Boom. All right, bet. So now if I go back, we should see it. There it is. So that's I'm off color in this ugly screenshot, but you see how that works. Let's change that color back to something that's not green. I was thinking the logo would have appeared differently. We could always change anything we want for the most part. Let's go to manage again, web chat. Click on that bad boy, and instead of template 2, oops, we don't need that part. Instead of template 2, let's go to my favorite one, which is template 1, which that's what I wanted to do anyways. Save, and I can go back here. It will change, and I can still see my little screenshot there. If I didn't want the robot head there, let's just show you the other one too, just because we can. More options, so just go to the template default, save, and now you can see that it's back to your circular there. So let's go here to now change the deal so we don't see the icon. So change the logo as a show logo as persona. We can take that away. Hide web chat header, we can leave that there. Let's click save, and so now this will be gone. Perfect. This is your persistent menu, which you can add anything you want. We just got join newsletter here, which I think is just fine. Join newsletter. This is a conversation starter. All right, please confirm your first and last name. I will do it. And it's going to ask for my email. Give them this one. And I think I'll get nothing after that, maybe. Okay, confirm your phone number. So, sure. Thanks, we're all set now, Ryan. And I spelled my name wrong. That's funny. So, new school, baby. All right, let's get out of there. What up, website? On, off. I love our web chat so much. By the way, our web chat's so fun. Look how we got a really good menu. Once again, watch our YouTube videos. There's old me. There's our boy Danny looking fresh. What up, D? Talking about WhatsApp. Yeah, so web chat, and then you could again then install this on your website by just grabbing the code. Web chat code was copied. I would go on our little Webflow website and just show you how it's done, but instead I'll show you how to create your own landing page right in the Flow Builder. Click on that plus icon at the bottom. Landing page, that's what you click right there, baby. So let's close that bad boy, click on it, add some of that code, which is scripty script. You didn't know you could run script, did you? Now you do. And then all you need to do is hit publish or publish for my people in France. I'm just kidding. I love all my French people, and I hope they love me. They need to teach me how to say publish in French, and my Spanish folks and my Latino folks teach me how to say it in the correct way, not the dumb American way. So there it is, Web Chatty McChatterson, right there. And I could just be like, let's see what they're gonna say to me. Watch. What did you just say? Repeat word for word. All right, so totally understandable. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to ask. So I did that because I know you guys can't hear what I just heard, but that was so funny. Like my voice response gets a returned voice response, which is so cool. Yeah, guys, I think this has been a fun one. Just been something quick. We've got lots more in store for you. Hope you've enjoyed the updates that we've made so far. We are going very, very fast. Lots more to come. So much more to come. Again, I think that we've got a pretty cool little system here. Wendy's got some things cooking up. Kelly's always working on new things, getting us to improve. Again, if you missed the last live, again, I changed this marketing section. It's got to be related to the money. FAQ bots, guys. What we've not had until last year. Yes, we didn't have these FAQ bots that could instantly return business information to your user, whether it was a great answer or not. It has to be judged by the conversation holder. I think they most of the time have been slow and have sucked. Case in point, the last live video about marching through the competition, which I think we've marched through quite easily so far. The way that you're going to make your bot valuable is not just returning text-based information. It's going to be advanced prompting and using the Flow Builder strategically through prompt engineering functions. Okay, and then also, what industry was Gary Vee in again? Marketing. Yeah, he did the wine stuff, but like he only sold wine because of the marketing. Legitimately the wealthiest person I've ever known or worked for ever owned a giant company that did marketing. Still does, still balling, and he's a gangster. He's a cool dude. And they're these bigger firms. They do have a sometimes a slower, more strategic time to adopt. They have many lawyers on staff sometimes, and so it's not like some of these guys just don't want to go yesterday, but they're just forced to do things a little bit slower. But I think some of the traditional, and the creative agencies around the United States are going to really start to adopt this. And I think we're going to start seeing more and more job loss as efficiency arises. Again, I mean, you got to do it the right way. You can't this whole mess about, oh my gosh, one AI system or one thing can replace 700 people tomorrow. Even if that were the case, number one, that's a horrible thing to just like drop the bomb on someone with that's helped your organization, hopefully at least. But number two, you can't put your eggs in just one basket as soon as that basket is full for the first time in your life. It's because, like, if those eggs suck, man, I mean, look how many times that bad prompt engineering, bad chatbots have actually led to bad things, not on our platform. But the one car dealership who should be using our platform after their huge mistake, selling a car for like $1 or something. This is real, and it's gonna be real. Even when companies make mistakes by hiring or using inferior agencies, consultants, or technology, it doesn't mean the technology is not good, right? That's really what it comes down to. And so again, if we take it to the car example, which a lot of people can get, I made the example last time of a Honda versus like a Ferrari. They can both do things. They can both drive. Maybe one is a, jalopy, right? Or like whatever the crappy car is. And if that's the case, or if one is just a very generic, okay, call it, say you've got a traditional hybrid Prius. Nothing wrong with these cars at all. For what they're designed for, ballin'. Perfect little car. But if we're talking about business, we're really talking about a race. We're really talking about winning. We're really talking about making moves. So in this analogy, imagine, okay, you've got this little car over here versus a super fast Ferrari, and you're drag racing, or you're doing one round on the track. That Ferrari is going to lap that sucker 2 or 3 times before that thing hits the finish line, man. I don't care who is driving it. I don't care if it's I don't even want to name any race car drivers. I don't know any, and the ones I do are probably not alive, so that wouldn't be a fair race. But I swear, dude, like, it wouldn't matter if, the best NASCAR race car drag racer was riding next to me. If they're in one of those cars and I'm in a Ferrari, I'm going to smoke them. And that's what I want you guys to understand. You can have the FAQ bots, you can sell things on the channel, but the real money is in the marketing. And that is where you're going to find the value. The analytics is also so clutch to understand, and you can just do it all. So your default replies we've created for you, very organized, audio, advanced, simple. So you saw our crazy looking, almost semi eaten bowl of spaghetti, not a spaghetti bowl flow like I make fun of all the time, but it was indeed for me a large flow. This is how I like to make flows. This is the way it should be. It's very hard to break this flow. It's doing one thing here, generating text. The second thing here, displaying the text. Easy peasy. And we did a little something. I decided to go above and beyond for you. While OpenAI suggests their documentation to pretty much incorporate, if you're going to make a chatbot for people to prompt their own prompts, to just start them off with text like you are ChatGPT and a helpful assistant. That's what they say their prompt is. We all know that's not totally the case. They're not going to tell us all those things. But here what I've done is, based on the 5 P's of prompt engineering, we are looking at get perfection right there. I was going to say, crap, did I miss one? But basically, when you fill this in, and even with just your account name, if it's a famous business or one that's been around or a logical sounding business name, it'll probably get some of these answers right, which is so crazy. But what we've done here is, you're a helpful assistant for whatever you named your account, and your purpose is to answer questions about potential customers. The current date and time is we removed that prior function I made and instead built this in for you guys to be able to choose to use proper time zone. So none of this running any third-party solution to figure out the current time for your user. This is a huge deal. Current user time, in case the user messages you about the time or any time specific relationship to the service or times you're open of your business. Are you open right now? Okay, well, if you're 9 to 5 and it's 4:30, it's probably going to say, yeah, we're open right now, but we're closing in 30 minutes. That's why we did that. People, this is going to allow your chatbot, your AI system, your GPT to understand better who your audience is. This is going to allow them, your chatbot, to respond more appropriately to the audience. So if you're if you're a sports bar versus a luxury, expensive dress place my wife goes shopping at, the Haven, I say misbehaving at the Haven, some local boutique, meaning expensive but very nice shop. And shout out to that lady, she's super nice. Now I've got some local people in here, so that might be some people's friends. I don't know anyone anymore. I just stay in the lair and create AI for you. More solutions, but my wife goes out and does all this thing shopping and just buy it online. Persistency. This is going to allow your bot to understand what to answer and what not to answer. Okay, so this is just a general schematic, a general template for you guys to use. So I've got, who are you? I'm the helpful assistant for blah, blah, blah. I'm here to answer your questions. So then I've got, who's the president? This is a general way to go. Then you could say, who's Messi? Who's Chipper Jones? Nobody knows. Who's Michael Jordan? And you could have your bot. Okay, let's do that just so you can see. So user, let's add another one to make sure we don't talk about sports. Who is, I'll say, what sport did Michael Jordan play? And then we'll say assistant. We'll say unfortunately, I don't have any way to answer that question, as it's against our policy to engage in conversations unrelated to account name. So it's a custom field we built in for you. So this is going to give the chatbot a very good idea of what not to respond to and what to respond to. You can go bananas with this. Go as deep as you want to go. And then perfection. At the end, be sure to check over and review the conversation and continually to improve. So what would be really cool is to use that. I'll show you one more cool thing here, just so you can kind of see. I think we'll jump off. Let's go to, let's see, can I go here? Maybe not. Let's see, do I have it here? I think I do. Okay, cool. So check it out. Flows. So what I could do is, if I wanted to have this work again, just like I showed you, like kind of how ours works, instead of having this be a text box, I would literally just make this a get user data. And then I would have a text reply maybe, and I'll say, still there. Still there, and boom. So I'll then, still there. So they'll say yes or no, maybe so. We need to do, yeah, auto skip. There we are. And we'll say after 10 minutes, auto skip. Boom. So I could make it like this. This would be like the same idea as a minimal deal. And if they skipped it,
auto skip after 10, and we don't need the skip button. All right, so we've got skipped here in case I do nothing. In this case, what I could do is send a flow that we've already got made for you now. And that flow would be the AI welcome or the AI summary. So now you just need to choose. Do you want, this is how we originally set it up for you. These two blocks right here. Also, you could do this. Oops. You could move them around like that if you want to. So originally, again, it was just two blocks. Two of us. Just the two of us. Making chatbots. Having too much fun. All right, so this is the easy one, right? This is one that is a little bit more, just doing a little bit more. That's all. It looks exactly the same, right? Exactly the same, except subtle differences. And those differences are, and I think we'll sign off this sucker. This is the original. We're just generating the text and then sending it. Here, we're generating the text, sending it, and we're waiting for another answer. And when that answer comes in, great. We'll be able to respond again because it's going to go right back again and it'll just loop. But it's based on that user input. Now, on the flip side, after the conversation is silent for more than, how long did we say? Was it 15 minutes? 10 minutes. After the conversation's been done 10 minutes, bing bang, we're going to send that flow to get the AI summary, which is pretty much done for you. You can add or take away as much as you'd like. But guys, I don't want to overload you, and I think that is right at an hour. So I think that is going to be the limit for tonight. This was a fun one. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I would highly consider, especially with it going to be being free for a while, because G money, baby, Google Gemini, who saves us. They're not even requesting money at this time to have the key work. I don't think. I think for another 2 months is what Joel was telling me. I haven't done much research. I mean, we'll pay for it regardless for us to continue to test things, and then depending on which one is better and the feedback we get, unlike other software or unlike other communities, we're not going to just like do things we don't already have feedback on or know that are going to be good. And we're never just going to like shut things down completely. I think that was crazy, but also not. I won't say I didn't see it coming. You know, again, I'll say it again and again and again. When you do the right things, it might not seem like it at first. It might take a year, a week, a month. It might make many years, but eventually, doing the right thing always pays off. You can't get by this day and age trying to swindle people, get over on people, because your reputation is worth a lot more than $1, guys. And the solutions that we bring are for the minded of the people that don't want just some quick fix, easy come, easy go. This is going to be some long lasting, powerful business solutions where you shouldn't sell yourself short again. To recap that last episode, Drift, that chatbot platform, basically the ones who are doing it at scale, creating or allowing people to use their system for their business, one business. This is like one restaurant's never paying Drift, okay, unless you're a huge franchise paying that fee at that point. If it's $2,500 location, my God, I've been doing it wrong myself this whole time. But I don't think they're getting those sorts of clients. I don't know, but that's generally going to be a base model for them, meaning any of your basic bots are going to be beyond what this company is probably going to be able to provide already out of the box, integrated everywhere. It is a great time to be in AI. It's a great time to be in the matrix, and I hope all of my co-creators continue to co-create with us and help us continue to make the most amazing AI solutions on the planet. Thank y'all so much for the support. I'll take the glasses off for this one. Truly can't thank you enough, all of you. we're doing something very, very special, as you know. For those of you that are in our communities that we don't just like drop out of, that we're growing substantially, having fun, having positive energy, positive vibes, good feedback, we're in the right direction. All the signs point this way. So pat yourself on the back if you're here. Know that you're among the smartest of the smart. You've listened to the right voices over the years who've not led you wrong. Not talking about just me or Wendy either. Um, huge shout out to Kelly for believing in us and helping us improve every day. This is going to be a huge, huge thing, guys, for us to continue to be the best. That's what we want. We want to be the best for you, help you make the most money, and we think that the rest will take care of itself. But we really appreciate you, and can't thank you enough. But now, time for me to go. See y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.